Hi friends, good week, how are you today? Vladimir here with you, and this is the weekly review for 11th of June 2012. Well, I know with Roland Garros and the Euro just started, and with the NBA Finals, the last thing uh, you want to spend your time is forex. I know that, but still, with the current opportunities and with the current market conditions, we probably will be there. During the last days, during the weekend, the European banks decided to push up to 100 billions to the Spanish bank sector. How it's going to affect on the market? Well, probably will be very bullish. From one side, at least for the short period. That's the expectations, of course. The market can translate it exactly the opposite way. Um, we need to see how the days open. Probably the Asian session during today and tomorrow, the European session will be very important to see how they see this help program. Um, Looking on the euro, as you can see on the chart, we can see two very controversies. From one side, the weekly chart just broke through the very stiff support area, the 125 126 range. It also holds below the trend line, yet it just tried to test it during the last week and yet finished below. On the daily chart we can see the same resistance, but also we do see on the daily chart 20 candles right on the Bollinger Band, right? And then we can see and understand the market should try to push from here to the upper side. The thing is how it's going to happen. During Friday it tried to go lower, but then retraced all the way up with the expectations for the Spanish help program, right? The thing is, what's next? At the beginning of the next week, next Sunday it should be, there will be elections in Greece. So the thing is, will that be enough good news for the markets? Right? Just a help program for Spain, and Spain still did not actually say the exact number of the billions they will use, as they want to see their own test result, right? And then they will decide how big the help program will be. Europe is ready to push up to 100 billions. So about the euro dollar, from my point of view, it's better to stay out. From one side, it's a first wave, now some corrections. We can see MACD still very bullish with its slope. RSI, despite of the last 2 day stop, kind of flat, and the stochastic still aiming up, which means easily it can break up and go all the way again for 126 plus, maybe even 127 range. Looking on the 4-hour charts, we can see that if we do have a push here, it might be the last push for the next divergence. Too many controversies, and probably the most clever thing to do is to leave the euro dollar alone. That's very important to say that, because with the last news, all we can wish to do is just to jump in and hold the euros, right? But it might be not the most clever thing to do, especially with the last news. Let's go for the opportunities we do have, and we might join them very soon. Let's start with the Aussie Canadian, which from my point of view is one of the best. We can see that also, despite of the last inverted hammer and the doji during Friday, RSI flat and MACD is flat, despite of the last 2 candle stop. We have had a bullish divergence, right? After this down move, we got a bullish divergence that push it up. Based on secret number 3, this is the resistance number 1, this is the resistance number 2, the current level. So the resistance number 3 should be considered around 103, and this is the level most likely the Aussie Canadian will try to reach. How can we join it? That's the facts from the daily chart. Let's see first of all if we have any confirmations from the weekly. Yes, we do. we have a support, right, stiff support, and it looks like the pair is aiming the weekly 20 MA, which is around 103. So definitely enough confirmations we have. How can we join it? Going for the 4-hour chart, we can see we have had the 20 candles, right? Now it seems like the market is making a correction. We have a flag right now, a current position. It should break it down and continue a little bit lower. For us, the most important area to hold will be this small range between 100.80 to 101.10. That's the range the pair must hold in order to continue higher. How can we join it? Once again, let it break on the 4-hour charts, let it go lower, look for the potential continuing divergence to be created here on the 4-hour chart, and then we can go as low as for the 1-hour chart and find on these areas, somewhere on the support, to find the confirmations with the 1-hour bullish divergence to be created to attack the buy for this pair. With a stop loss below the 100.80, which is the last level, like 30 pips below should be enough. The target, as I said before, should be around 103. Of course, no need to be greedy. Several less pips like 102.80, 85 should be a good target. So this is the opportunity we have. The next interesting opportunities from my point of view come from the yen pairs, Aussie yen and Kiwi yen and Euro yen and all the rest. We have had the bullish push from the daily chart. Our target is the daily opposite Bollinger Bands, almost reached. Now let's go for the weekly chart. What did we have on the weekly chart? A clear bullish engulfing during a bearish trend. From my point of view, the pair should play around as long as the Aussie yen keeps below 81.50. My expectation would stay bearish. And take a look on the daily chart here. Right? On the daily chart, this current push up should be considered as the last push. We might go and have here very soon, within several days, right, a very beautiful bearish hidden divergence, and considering this only as a fourth wave, like 1, 2, 3, 4, now we do expect for a 5. The thing is how the fundamental news we just had from Spain will affect the market. So from my point of view, it will break this double doji up and continue higher. Breaking above, you can take a look on this, you can take this long, but then go for 4-hour chart and we can see that this push can be final. The 4-hour beautiful divergence we have might be the end of the celebration for this pair. It might be the end on the double top or on the levels, as I mentioned, the resistances starting at 80.50 going all the way to 81.50. That's the areas where this pair should probably end its move, its up move, and begin the down move again. The down move, of course, should be with several targets. Target number 1 at the 4-hour 20 MA. Target number 2, of course, stays open until we get a daily signs to get out. If the push down will start soon, it could be deep. It could be for a double bottom around 75 or even double at 73. Based to weekly chart, we definitely have more where to go to. The thing is the market is ready for that. Based on the last news, the market might go bullish again. So it will be very, very, very interesting to watch and to see how the market eats the news from Spain. It seems like closer to the end of the weekend, with the last rise from the market, they got ready for this potential intervention from the European banks, for the Spain banks, right? And it will be very, very interesting to see a continuation. The next interesting pair to watch will be the Euro Pound. The Euro Pound, from my point of view, as long as it keeps above 0.8050, as long as it keeps this level, it should keep higher. And we can see now the pair tries to create some triangle or something like that, right? Or some sideways moves with 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5 spots soon. From my point of view, it will break up of this sideways pattern and go all the way for the daily important resistance around 0.8030, 0.8050, this range. I am bullish with the Euro Pound as long as it holds above 0.8050. If it will break and close a daily chart below 80.50, then we should reconsider that. But so far, stay very, very, very bullish. What about other yen pairs? We talked about the Aussie yen, the same about the Kiwi yen, of course. What about the Euro yen? Same story. From my point of view, the pair is creating some range here, some play range here. Then it will break up and go all the way for the opposite Bollinger Bands. It can be around 101, it can be higher, right? But stay aware for this hidden divergence, potential hidden divergence to be created. Yes, the pair can push higher, but it might be the end here. And the next down move might start soon. Remember, with all the expectations for the Greece elections, right? And the fact that Bernanke did not hint nothing about QE number 3, right? With all that, the up move can be limited. The help program for Spain might be not enough as for now. And the same story for the Euro Yen. It could be double top, it can be higher as we discussed, but this divergence on the 4-hour charts is something to pay attention to. What else? If it breaks this trend line, then we can completely change the expectations, and if the Euro Yen goes below the 99 again, then most likely we will continue lower without reaching new highs. Also very, very interesting pair to follow. Another interesting thing to watch is the gold. The gold that is zigzagging around these levels, from my point of view, comes to very, very, very important days. If it will, the next visit, successfully break this trend line, the gold should push higher. But it might go and break below the 1550 again and move lower. If it breaks and closes below this 1550, 1545, the gold most likely is going to aim 1485 and then maybe lower. So stay tuned for these potential breaks up or down. These are very, very clear range. Breaking above, and we might see the gold begins the new up move. Silver is the same, just broke out of the channel as we talked about on the previous week, remember? Reached the opposite bands as we looked for, and then retraced down again. Now it's playing around below, again below this channel. Stay out, friends. For the silver, the best thing probably to do will be stay out. I will not be surprised if these 4 dojis on the weekly chart will be aggressively broken down and we will see the silver goes all the way, who knows, maybe to 20. Who knows how deep this move can be. As for now, my recommendations are to stay out of the silver. That's probably the best thing to do right now. Another interesting pair, as we can see, is pound against the Canadian. It might be head and shoulders. The only problem with that it comes on a big sideways, but we can see that if the prices break below this support and the trend line around 158.50 and successfully holds below, the daily chart aims very bearish, as we can see. RSI might go and push much lower. 200 moving average on the daily chart might be broken, right? And if it successfully goes below 158.50, right, as you can see, we might have there as you can see here, okay, that sorry, that's what we might have here. Break below, right, hold below, and pay attention, it looks like a divergence yet, right? But if it goes lower, it's a broken divergence. Broken divergence means it's about to push low. How low? Well, it might go and create a duplication of the last sideways range, right? Which means we can go for 100-150 pips lower. For the next stiff daily support area, let's erase these lines and find it. For the next stiff support on the daily chart, around 157 plus. Pound Canadian is another interesting pair to watch for a potential down move. Looks very interesting there. Pound New Zealandian, the one we were looking for the sell, is making huge move. How deep should it go? Well, the daily chart has its trend line. We have several supports, right? We have several supports. Seems like the pair is coming to the end. We have band to band move, right? We have supports, we have trend lines. We go as low for the 4-hour charts, and we can see that the pair will probably, nothing is guaranteed yet, build its divergence very soon. So we'll look for buy opportunities starting from around 2 and going as low as to 197. That's the range where the pound New Zealandian most likely will stop and begin its next up move. Few words about the indices. Sorry. Few words about the indices which push up. We can see that, right? And despite the fact that all the world is bearish and expect the huge crash, it's still there. I also think that once the 2400 will be broken, then it will definitely push lower. But until it happens, my expectations are that the indices are going to play around. Looking on the daily chart, it seems like the Nasdaq, for example, is trying to go for its trend line, which means we can see a move to 2650, maybe even higher. But then stay tuned, as exactly as the yen pairs, it could be a double top or it could be a push for the next levels following the next huge divergence and the next down move. From my point of view, as I understand the price action as for now, the market is getting ready for any potential bad news from Greece for its down move. It's preparing the ups. It's taking us higher, and that's what could be very confusing, because the higher seems like we are moving forward, right? Higher, further up. But it could be translated also as we are moving up to prepare better places for the next strong down move. The market now is very confusing. That's why, friends, I ask you seriously, act responsible, act careful. It's your money. It's your money. No need to be in places where you do not, where you don't know how to get out from. This is it for now, and I wish you a beautiful week, friends, and enjoy the final today, Nadal Djokovic, and enjoy the Europe. And well, this is wonderful sport days. Thank you very much for your time watching this video. I'll see you in the live training room. Goodbye.